I want to ask you about acting, because when you first decided to be a cop in New Jack City, you were worried. You asked your homies if it was okay, because I think you were worried they might be offended, and they were like, "Can I get a part?" Right? I mean, you weren't sure.
I didn't. Well, when they asked me to do that New Jack City, that's when I was doing the OG album. This is it simultaneously. So I got an album over here called Original Gangster, and they want me to play a cop. At the time of New Jack City, no rapper had successfully pulled off an acting role. You know, Will Smith wasn't out yet. They had done the rap movies, Break In, Tougher Than Leather, Beat Street, but no rapper had actually done a dramatic role successfully. So it was kind of like suicide. Like, I'm selling 1 million records over here. Why would I try to act and potentially destroy my rapping career? So it was a dilemma. But, you know, my friends were like, Ice, man, we come from a background with no opportunities. If you shit on these opportunities, you're a sucker. Because right now there's an opportunity ahead of you for greater things. I've later on had somebody tell me, yo, maybe your rap career was your audition for film. That was your audition. You did a 7-album, 10-album audition to where Hollywood looked over and said, hey, that guy. So, and it's funny though, people come to me and go, well, we want to get into acting. And I'm like, well, I got in because I had sold a lot of records. And they go, oh, so you got in the easy way. I'm like, okay, well, if that's easy, go sell 10 million records. You know what I'm saying? If that's the easier route, I don't know. But I had to learn to appreciate it. When I first started acting, I really wasn't taking it serious. I was just doing it. And then, you know, one time I was at a record store and I was looking through the records. People don't know what record stores are. This is a place where records used to be. You would have to actually go in and buy them. And I'm looking through the thing and there was a guy there. He was maybe 65 years old working there. And I looked in the bin and my record wasn't in the front of the bin. It was in the back. And I was like saying some grumpy stuff. And he's like, Ice-T, man, he said, you've had a career that very few people ever will. There's nothing you should be mad about. There's nothing. You're in the bin. I got a whole back room of records back there that nobody wants. We've taken them out of the bins. You're still in the bin. And that's when that was the moment I realized, man, I'm never gonna talk bad down on myself or feel any kind of way. This man checked me right there. He said, man, you should never be mad at anything, you know? And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I could be working here. This could be, he's looking at me over here bitching about not being up front in the bin. I was like.
That's a good check. And what's the secret to acting? Because I mean, New Jack holds up. I mean, you're good in that movie and you continued on to do many more things. And then 20 years, it's the longest running television show in history. I mean, how did you do it?
Longest running actor in history. Mariska is the long run. She got me by a few episodes as actress, but longest running continuous actor in television history. I think first to act, you gotta want to do it. You can't be reluctant. You have to be willing to do it because you got to be willing to suck up the information from other actors. When I did Surviving the Game, I worked with F. Murray Abraham, and he had just won the Oscar. He said, Ice, have you ever took an acting lesson? I'm like, no. He said, don't. It'll mess with your mechanism. You are already acting with great actors. Learn from them. Those who can't do, teach. He says, you're working with working actors. That's who you want to learn from. Pick up their techniques, their styles, what they do. And I got to work with Denzel Washington. I've worked with some of the greats, and being on Law and Order for 25 years, it's like being in the well-renowned acting school in history. I've worked with everybody. The trick to acting is lying. Acting is being a convincing liar. People say, Ice, where'd you learn how to act? I'm like, stand in front of a judge. I mean, acting is convincing somebody. Like if me and you were together and I said, act like you're my manager. Can you pull that off? Can you convince somebody that you're my man? It's playing a role. The thing about acting is you don't get to act like yourself. You're gonna have to be somebody else. But once you can do that, I got a good memory for lines because I'm a rapper. So I can memorize stuff. I'm borderline photographic memory. So I can learn the lines easy. I think you just gotta do it, and you just gotta hope people like you. You know, because there's cats out there that can wrap circles around me that been to all kind of acting schools. But for some reason, when people see me on television, they like me. Now, how do you make that happen? That's the mystery. Nobody knows. I think there's also an ish to acting. Like one time I was doing a photo session with a lady, and I asked her about the camera. I said, I've looked into so many cameras, and she says, you should take pictures. I'm like, why? She said, well, all these cameras are the same cameras, but you have a different perspective on things. The way you see things, you'll take different pictures. We all have the same cameras. It's all about perspectives. She said, whatever you do will be an Ice-T-ish shot. And when I started looking at actors, I'm like, certain actors have an ish. Like if you watch Al Pacino, it's an Al Pacino-ish, no matter what he plays. De Niro-ish father, a De Niro-ish gang, a Jack Nicholson-ish lawyer. It doesn't matter. That little ish, a Denzel-ish train conductor, that little Brad Pitt got it. That little is what people dig. Now, if you don't have that, you become a character actor. You just